But while they're in that house and that conversation is happening downstairs or in another section of the house, Soldier Boy calls Homelander because Soldier Boy finds out, ladies and gentlemen, that he's Homelander's father. Like, punch me in the mouth, fantastic. How amazing was that? When I was watching it, when he was like talking to Mindstorm, and he's like, right before he's like, that's impossible, and he kills him. I'm like, all right, what did he say there? I paused. I took a pause. I was talking to Heather. I was like, what do you think he said there? Do you think he said he's Homelander's father? He's like, oh, that'd be interesting. I don't know. But it might be like that in Black Noir planned it. I was like, no. I knew it wasn't like, oh, Black Noir was behind this, and like Edgar did this, and kind of because they wanted to replace you. I don't think that, because it's not impossible. Like, oh, I'll kill them. I hate them. It'd be something like that, especially with all this stuff. He's like, all right, now I'm going to go get him.
Yeah.
Or it's like, oh, they like some other nefarious deed against him. It's like, all right, something crazy and bigger had to happen. I'm like, oh, what if it's this? I mean, it could be anything with the boys. It could be like, oh, Black Noir has a tentacle for a leg and he freaking kills the Deep in his sleep or something. I have no idea. But like, what a reveal. It was so good.
Yeah, number one, I don't want to think about the Deep right now. To be honest, I am so done thinking about the Deep at the moment.
The Deep and these octopuses.
So like literally, and the aspect of Homelander being the literal biological child of Soldier Boy is crazy for a couple of reasons. Yeah. One, that's not how it is in the comics at all.
Oh,
so it's something that I did not see coming at all. No pun intended. And the second part of this is now this changes everything, right? Now the game is really afoot. Everything we've seen this whole season is almost like, who cares? Which is crazy, right? Because everything we've seen this season is 1, fantastic, 2, insane, 3, sexual deviancy that we've never dreamed of. And most of us at least.
What's the line that he says to Homelander? I would have stepped away from my son, right? He's like, why did they think I would have done that? Like any father would. And it's like,
exactly.
Oh my God, like Homelander and Soldier Boy, like terrible people to the core. I think we all agree, but sometimes they say things like, oh, that's a good thing. Like, I'm gonna be there for my son. You're like, oh shit, okay, you got one good thing out of the thousands of bad things.
It's still not a good thing.
It's not, well, Soldier Boy, like any father, like I'll step aside to him, like my son take the spotlight. And you hear that no context just out of a man's mouth, you're like, that's a nice thing to say. That's amazing.
Absolutely.
Right? And it's like, oh, that's a nice thing. And then I'm like, wait a minute, you're both murdering bastards. Like, I don't want any of this. It just, my God, I can't wait.
That too, but also we find out from Legend that all of this history that Soldier Boy has, that all this shit he's talking about how great he is and storming Normandy is all bullshit, right? He's like, oh, he was there 2 weeks after D-Day for the photo op. Like, what? You know, he's talking about fighting Nazis and storming the beach and how a man should be in a soldier. Dude, you're a fraud, right? And it's crazy that is now passed down into the worst part. Like, his offspring is so much worse. So you have this now possible team up, right? This possible. It's gonna be. And Soldier Boy's been clearly waiting to get rid of Huey and Butcher, right? He wanted to get rid of Butcher anyway. He wanted to leave him for dead. He's wanted to get rid of Huey too, right? How many times has he punched Huey in the face at this point, right? So like
if Huey was in a soup, his neck would be broken.
Exactly. So now we have this possible team up with the two most powerful characters in this entire planet of Homelander and Soldier Boy. What chance do the rest of them have?
There's zero chance. There was an image going around before I think the show started, and there was like it was Butcher and then Homelander like on top of each other, and I'm gonna have the image right here while we're speaking. And then I didn't notice this until very recently, before this episode aired, that you see Soldier Boy in the top and the bottom, and I'm like, okay, what does that mean? Is that like, because we all were under the assumption that Soldier Boy is with the boys, but now if you look underneath, they're like, oh, is Soldier Boy all the superheroes and he's gonna like do a team switch and maybe team up? Yes, this is a rabbit hole theory because we still see Starlight on the bottom where she should be on the top with everybody else. The same with Maeve and A-Train and all this other like things
it's a poster, you know how it goes.
Yeah, correct. I understand that, but like it could be some subliminal messaging like, oh, he starts one area and then he ends somewhere else. I can see Soldier Boy teaming up with Homelander, but then it's like,
absolutely,
what then? They're gonna find some other guy. They're gonna find Arctic Snowman in the Arctic, and he's gonna come in and kill Betty. The Abominable Snowman, Yukon Cornelius, from Rudolph.
Yukon Cornelius.
I don't know. Insert the grave digger or Undertaker. Insert somebody here they're going to bring in.
I'll tell you exactly what's going to happen.
Lamplighter's already dead. They can't bring him back. I don't know.
Homelander's going to kill his dad.
Oh.
That's what's going to happen.
That makes sense.
Because
Ignore everything I just said. Undertaker and Yukon Cornelius are not going to come in.
No, Yukon Cornelius can stay. He's fantastic.
They're not going to come in and kill Homelander.
But Homelander's just going to kill him, right? Like that's the out. Homelander's not going to share the spotlight. Are you out of your mind? He's not going to share it with anybody.
But that doesn't answer the Homelander situation. Who stops Homelander then? Annie? A-Train? They're going to do a fusion high, become Annie Train? I don't know what's going to happen to them.
Hey, man, besides telling you to read the book, I can't really say much now.
Don't tell me. Yeah, I'm not
but
reading. Yeah, don't.
It's something that seems clear, right? It's going to be, how many times has Homelander done this too, right? Where he does the team-up thing just to ruin your effing life, right? Ashley has become that, and she's scared out of her wits, so she's doing whatever she can to basically stay alive. Yeah. Annie's been doing that. She, the only way she kept herself alive, which is also crazy, right? She put him on Instagram Live as she left the building.
So great.
Which is so smart, right? She's playing to his tendencies. We see him at the rally, what he does. He's flipping out about Starlight at a rally there's nothing to do about Starlight. He didn't even have to say any of that. So we know how to get to him, but we also know how he gets to people. And if he feels threatened by Soldier Boy, sure, he'll probably use Soldier Boy and pretend to have the dad-son connection for a while and, figure out how to take down his enemies and terrorists. But he's eventually just going to kill him, right?
He has to. I don't know. Guys, there's only one episode left.